All right, guys, let's start from the beginning of Queen Sugar. First of all, welcome to Cameshiareviews, Reviews, and this is the review of Queen Sugar. Now, what I wanted to talk about is Blue and kids digging and stuff. So, Blue is looking for something in the kitchen and he happens to stumble upon this letter. This same letter that the grandmother got the school situated, how Aunt Vi is very upset about it. So is Darla. Ralph Angel is actually torn with everything and doesn't really know what to do because he wants the best for Blue like anybody else. He doesn't want to keep Blue from something that could help him in his life, some kind of way. Give him choices. Give him choices. And so Blue starts thinking of the possibilities. Now, this whole entire time, Ralph Angel was already thinking about the possibilities. The opportunities that Blue could have. He was already thinking about it. Darla, like I said in the last video, was looking at it. This is the beginning for me. This is the beginning. Him going away is going to take that from me. I knew it. I knew when that letter came. I knew when the grandmother brought it up. Aunt Vi is having a rough time with this, y'all. She is struggling. She's been struggling for the past, since she heard about this. She has been struggling since she heard about this. Since she heard about this, she has been struggling. Okay? Let's go ahead and talk about the rekindle or not. Davis and Charlie. Davis dropped everything. Dropped everything to go and take care of Charlie. No questions asked. He went over there to take care of Charlie and he completely made sure that she was okay, made sure that she ate, made sure that her cough didn't get too bad, make sure she had water, whatever Charlie needed. Davis was there. And I'm going to tell you something. It looks beautiful. You know, a lot of us weren't fans. Well, some of us, I wasn't a fan. Let me say me. I wasn't a fan. But over time, someone breaks up. They're not together anymore, but we'll look out for that person no matter what. I don't give a care what's going on. You going to make sure that person is straight. Y'all have a history at the end of the day. Right? So, she's getting better. He brings her, I think it was some soup or something. I guess he been feeding her soup the whole time. She was like, look, it's time for something else. Okay? I love you taking care of me, but it's time for something else. So he decides to go downstairs and get in the kitchen and got the apron on, looking so cute. And is in the kitchen cooking for Miss Charlie. She's down there, well, supposed to be helping. But really, they just down there talking about Micah. Talking about how Micah has grown, how Micah has changed, how he's grown into this activist, and how, David sees Micah stronger than he was when he was younger. And just, to me, admiring his son and who the man he's become. The conversations were like, look, I see something happening. Davis didn't even want to leave. So, Aunt Vi really is struggling, and I can tell Hollywood whether Hollywood knows about it or he's just telling Aunt Vi to stay out of it. But Hollywood knows that something is going on. Hollywood knows that Aunt Vi is going on edge more than what she normally does. So Hollywood is setting up for his, his guys get together, little virtual. He's working on that. Got glasses on and everything. He's trying to get all that together so the guys can have somewhere to go online and hang out and chat, so to speak. He's nervous about that. He's not sure if anybody's going to show up or anything. Meanwhile, Ralph Angel is battling because he overhears Blue speaking to his friend about, what he wants to do in the future. He said, I want to be a farmer like Pop. Let's go ahead and go to Nova. Nova has been going through something too. She's been researching this story for a while. And I didn't put Calvin in the story with her. I did not put that together like that. But when his daughter was there and she made a point of talking to him about it, and he brought the whole thing up, I remember watching that scene saying in some kind of way this story would come back. There's no way that he's going to talk about a story about how he saw a black boy get beat up pretty bad. And the way he looked away, and what you mean anybody would if he was involved with a situation like that, but just the guilt that he had on his face was his guilt on his face for me. So Nova's working on this story about this young man who had a scholarship and everything. Not a new story. Young black man had scholarship, did a little dirt, messed up. Instead of just taking a night in jail, little lesson. He gets beat up really bad. And that's the story that she's chasing right now. He's on the road working, communicating with her. Now, if we go back to the past, and when we first started watching Queen Sugar, if you can remember, Aunt Vi had Blue. In fact, I can remember Aunt Vi was so protective over Blue. It's like she didn't want Darla to be involved with Blue because she was acting like Mom. Doesn't have any children. So she looked after, even though they had parents, Ralph Angel and Nova. And then also Charlie. So I always think they let Aunt Vi get away with a lot of stuff because of it. Because they know Aunt Vi does not have any kids. But you can tell that when Ralph Angel and when Darla was talking to Blue about what he wanted to do after, of course, Ralph Angel realized he probably wants more. And I also want to give him the opportunity to have more. So, the scene with a Black Panther I wanted to talk about real quick. Ava is so smart how she's writing this. She is literally showing us the summer from hell. I love, of course, they can't really show like the actual name Marvel. But I think she put. I think it said Legend on the back of the box, but it was still smart because the name was faded, but it was the famous Black Panther. And I didn't even think about it at the time because it kind of took me by surprise when Ralph Angel gave Blue the present and was like, oh, yes, this is Black Panther. I'm going to miss him. I can't believe he's gone. I was like, oh, snap. She's going to write in there when Black Panther died. Boom. I tell you what, man, that was everything. She is so smart the way she's writing this. Not that we forgot about Black Panther, but it was a part of the summer. part of the deadly summer, but a part of everything that was happening. So that was pretty remarkable, I thought. So they got everybody together as a family, like, hey, okay, the little Zoom family meeting. Charlie was like, talking to David, I really want to do it. I want to get on my couch. Davis is like, look, you better go ahead and do it because nobody knows what's going on with you. Even when Ralph Angel called to speak to Micah, and he was like, how's your mom doing? Micah was just like, oh, but you could tell Micah hadn't spoke to his mom, but he's so young and out there, he ain't paying attention to the fact that he hadn't spoke to his mom. Which is why he called Micah, because he wanted to ask him about going to elite schools and how it was to be a black young man in that situation. He said, look, at the end of the day, yes, I chose to go to a HBU school, all the different things, but I had a choice, and my parents gave me that by sending me to those schools. I did have a leg up by going to these schools. And of course, Blue told his parents, I want to learn different things. I want to be around different people. Nothing wrong with learning to be a farmer. As he stated, it helps everybody. But if I have opportunity to do more, I want to do it. And as a parent, you're looking at like, why? How can I not give that to him? Especially if he's telling me it out of his mouth. He wants more. How can I deprive him of that? So as two parents who love their kid, they was like, yes. So they got the family together, told them, and Vi was not happy at all. In fact, she was pretty upset about it. She just kind of grinned and bared it. And as she's sitting there texting Ralph Angel, because she had talked to him earlier and was like, I want to make sure that you come in your sense. Blue was with me first, and she didn't get too deep into it the first time they spoke. But once Blue told the family, and he even said, ain't found no be sad, I'm a little sad too. Once that Zoom call was over, and somebody hadn't noticed Charlie coughed in that Zoom call, but we'll see. Ain't Vi probably noticed that. She called Ralph Angel and went completely off. Completely. And I was like, oh my God. She went off on Ralph Angel so bad. It just reminded me of an auntie or somebody you're speaking to that's talking to you fussing like, what you doing? Ralph Angel had to tell her, that is not your child. You don't have any kids. Yes, you had Blue for a long time, but that's not your baby. At the end of the day, we made the decision on where Blue and what he gonna do with his life. And she said, you ain't nothing like your daddy. You know, when somebody said that to you, it's a low blow, baby. It's low. She said a cuss word. I said, ooh, she cursing and everything, Jesus. She means business. She was not happy in that Zoom call. No, look at that face. Oh, not happy at all. In fact, she was pretty darn upset. I said darn. And all they're trying to do is take care of this boy and give him a future. That's all they want to do, is give this child a future. That's it. Look, Nova's over here working hard on this story, trying to figure out about the cop. Who did this? Do you remember badge numbers? She asked him. Then he said, oh, I thought that's why you called me. You thanked him in the book. She said, wait, what? What are you talking about? Not once did it click in her head of who he was talking about. He said, Calvin. He was a new cop. Because you remember in the story that Calvin tells, Nova and his daughter, he says, he was a rookie, he was new. He saw them beat that boy up really bad. But what he didn't say was, and he probably only hit him once, because he said that last hit, it broke my back. They probably said, hey, kid, first time, you got to do it. Not saying that it's okay. I'm just saying the circumstances. He probably hit him once. And that one hit was the one that took him out. Lost his whole scholarship. I mean, completely took his career out. And he has no idea. I mean, he asked her what she's working on, but is this to be the rekindling of these two lovebirds? Hollywood is very irritated with Vi right now. I'm not saying they're going to break up, but for the first time, there is some, well, not the first time, they've had some before, but there's some real tension between these two. And I'm trying to figure out, they're going to put these two back together, Charlie and Davis. I mean, she went there, she was like, look, I'm trying to find out the story, I'm trying to find out what's going down. What happened to this boy? Having no idea the man that she loved and wants to marry. Is the reason why this boy is in the chair and lost his entire career. I know he hated to go off on the Aunt Vi like that. I know he had to go off on her like that, but she was out of line. I ain't saying he was right to say the things that he said to her. But what in the world? She texting him and stuff. I'm like, what? I probably been like, Aunt Vi, you need to slow your roll. Now he gonna be home weekends and holidays. They ain't gonna never see that boy. I don't know what's the issue. Why his character has to leave. Something. He's getting older. Even his voice is changing. He's no longer Lil Blue. I was looking at a picture before I got on here. He was so small when the show first started. Maybe he's doing other things outside of the show. And the way he can do it. Maybe he has to go to school for real. Is to make him more seasonal. How in the world is Nova gonna handle? And I said this last episode. How can you go out and fight and be all this stuff, but get in the bed and lay with him, knowing that he did what he did? Now you know everything. I do believe these two might be getting back together. I kind of would hope maybe that she might be, having a baby sometime soon, but I don't know if they're gonna write that in there for them. They may want them to get to know each other and just be a couple. There, yes, right there I see it says Legends, and you see Marvel is completely blacked out. Yes, I think it says Legends, but it's Black Panther. Okay. Oh, I thought that was so nice how she wrote that in there. That was excellent. Excellent. Another good one. I think that he has something going on outside of this. Why he's leaving the show and going back and forth. I'm happy that he got to talk to Micah, but I think that people need to figure out, wonder what's going on with Charlie. I know they saw her on Zoom, but they haven't seen her talk to her. She's been completely out of it. Now, what's going to happen with Nova and him? What is going to happen? This is crazy. Calvin, you done did the fool here. I know Aunt Vi's mad, but she sure told Raphael a new, you know what? I mean, she went off, baby. I was like, boom. And then I was like, boom. I was like, ooh. Dodge him. Lord have mercy. So anyway, that was my review of Queen Sugar. Okay? Until next time, we got to figure out what's going to happen is Charlie and Dave's getting back together. Is Nova going to break up with Calvin? What in the world is Hollywood going to end up doing with Vi? Because she is very upset about that boy leaving. Okay? What is this going to mean for Hollywood and her? Because their tension is bad anyway before this even happened. Is she regretting the fact that she didn't have a kid in her lifetime? Is Charlie going to actually tell everybody she has COVID? Is David going to get checked for COVID because he was running her the whole time with no mask on? Anyway, all these things we'll find out next week, and we'll meet again here on Cameshiareviews Reviews, and we will talk about it. And until next time, bye.